Hey guys, it's Grinks here, and today we're in Base Raiders because I'll be teaching you how to make an unraidable base. In this video, I'll be showing you guys some tips about bases, and these can be applied to every single one of the bases that you build, and I'll also be showing you guys a tour of my base for some inspiration for your future bases. If you want to construct a full defensive base like mine, it'll cost you around $2 million, although you don't have to start off with that much because all you really need is a few basic walls, which will set you back probably $1,000, and then some turrets, which will cost you 50k for single turrets and 75k for double turrets. I recommend grinding these using a vault base, such as this guy's one beside me. So guys, I'll be beginning with a tour and showing you how I've built my base to make it as unraidable as I possibly can. So tip number one is to always have a slope around your base. Now what this does is it stops players from placing dynamite over here and going directly into your base. Because whenever they place a dynamite, it will just roll off and they will have to find another way to get in. And as well as this, I've also placed some tripwires on top, which will make new players just fall down over here. And what that does is actually it tricks them into thinking that they should just jump directly over this instead of trying to take this out because it's not harmless, so not harmful. And when they jump over it, they just get pushed right into here and die. The goal of playing these types of non-harmful defenses is to trick new players into thinking they actually have a chance at raiding your base, and when they do try and raid your base, they just get instantly killed, and you get an extra 500 base cash because of that. Tip number two is to have everything, all your defenses just hidden. So whether that's using colours with the colouring game pass, or just placing your stuff out of view, they can be really helpful in hiding your defenses and making sure that new players cannot see them and won't be able to defend against them. So as you can see, I've hidden a turret over here, and also with the ramp to stop people from placing dynamite. There's a turret down here in this corner, in this corner, in this corner, that corner, and also double turrets in each one of these panel blocks which I've hidden in them. As well as that, underneath me there's a whole bunch of cobwebs, which to a new player, they're pretty easy to pass and they think they can raid the base, but in reality you're just farming money off them because underneath there's crabs. And as soon as the player jumps in here, the crabs will take them out within maybe a second or two. Tip number three is to make sure that the raiders cannot get up your base, because if that happens, number one, you'll be put in danger if you're standing up there and defending if someone comes up there. And also number two, we've got to talk about how you can use droppers later on to drop stuff into there, and if raiders can go up into your base, they can destroy those droppers really easily. So what I've done here is I've put lasers that kind of stick out from here, merged into that block. So like new players will come up here trying to climb up, but they'll instead get killed. And if you do climb up this eventually, you cannot get up there because the only way to get up there is to use little glitch I will show you in a second, or teleporters. As long as they can't get away to get up to your droppers, you'll be fine. And also, I've just placed some conveyors here as well, just to lure new players in. Because really, the more players you get trapped in your base, the more money you'll get, the more defenses you can buy. Continuing on about making sure that raiders can't climb up onto your base area, I've used this drawbridge glitch, which pretty much happens whenever you try and enter a drawbridge in this game, because they're quite glitchy. As you can see, I just get teleported back. So also with these ones, if you go into these walls, sometimes you get glitched upwards, and whenever this happens, you can get glitched upwards into whatever free space there is above the block. But if there is no free space, you go directly straight up. So I've done this with some jellyfish over here, which pretty much when I go here, it just goes straight up, as you can see, straight up into my base. Now where am I right now? I'm actually up here. So how it works is those jellyfish, right? They come up here, they keep on making sure there's no free space for the player to end up at. Then there's acid over there, which is not free space because they're collidable with the player. And so the player just goes straight up, straight through here, and onto this spike. Now I've placed a spike here just so that if somehow a different player manages to get past all the other defenses, they cannot get up into your base without dying again. Now I've lost track of what number tip this is, but over here, as you can, well, you can't really see them, but these right here are droppers. So if I disable protection real quick, as you can see, there's tennis ball and beach ball droppers going down into a chute towards the raid area, and that will kill off any player that's down there, unless they shoot up into here, which will take a long time. And that, you know, that's why we have the elevator over here, so that raiders can't actually get up here and put dynamite here. Now, to get tennis ball launchers and beach ball launchers, you can't buy them with money, you have to get them off crates. So in your crate store, I recommend getting legendary crates just to grind out these. Although to begin with, you might want to get some epic crates just because they provide you with vending machines, which you can get more base bucks with. And as you can see, I have 53 right now, so let's take a little roll and see what we get. So it looks like we've got a godly laser turret, and that right there, unfortunately, it's not a very good turret, but the good thing about it is if you go and find wherever it is, you can actually sell this for even more base bucks. So I can't actually do it right now because I have to remove my other turrets, but if you sell this, you'll get quite a decent amount of base bucks back, and you can use that to buy even more crates and try to grind some launches. Now, with the point I was going on about with the vending machine, this teleporter just takes me up here, by the way, up into this section. These vending machines can have a 1 in 3 chance of giving you a common crate. Now, even though the stuff in the common crate is really bad, they still have some things that you can sell for blocks bucks, or even, not blocks bucks, base bucks, or even just base bucks itself. So, you see that I got Ham Fist, because it's duplicate, I got 3 base bucks off that. And let's say you have 10 vending machines, right? So, and let's say they all rolled Ham Fist, that's 30 base bucks right there every 5 minutes. That's not really how it works, but still. Every 5 minutes you'll get a lot of base bucks, which you can, pardon me, you can use to pretty much get as many launches as you want and all the other stuff. Now, also, with the droppers, I have some more banana droppers over here. All they do is trip the player and make them sit down where they are, which is pretty helpful. Because let's say they're trying to escape a trap, and they get knocked into the trap from these, they die. Now, also another tip, make sure you have a good area on your base to shoot at other bases. So for me, I have this system where I jump up here on this ledge, and then I squeeze my head in, and I can actually shoot through this. And while I'm shooting through it, no one else can see me. Okay, like my beanie's sticking out a bit, but if you equip an avatar that's fully black, they won't be able to see you at all. And also, the only thing that they'll see is your gun. And you're pretty hard to hit as well, because there's your tiny little hitbox there, your arm, that they have to hit to damage you. And so this fully works because I can just shoot right at here. See that? Dead. So yeah, that's pretty powerful. And make sure you have a way to quickly jump up and then get down onto the floor of your base as well. Because the worst case scenario is, you're up here sniping someone, but they already end up inside your base and you have no way to get to wherever they are. My last tip is to try and have 2 separate bases. One, just for farming money with large vaults. Let me just find where they are right now. These ones, bank vaults. Just full on stack them all over your base, just like this guy. And then have one defensive base. So have this base around whenever you join a really bad server, for example, where everyone's shooting each other, because then you'll be way better than everyone else. And also with the workbenches, you'll sometimes roll these from cases, they don't actually stack, unfortunately. So this extra health regen, you can only place 1 down to have this effect. Although I recommend placing multiple on different areas of your base, because if one gets destroyed, at least you have the other one that will still give you the bonus. Now also, another tip is to place boosts around your base, as many as you can. Because these ones, right, they give you speed, which is really helpful if the crate spawns in the middle there and you want to run towards it. And I always recommend getting the crates, by the way, they give you really good stuff. And also there's gravity boost and there's health boost, so when you're during a fight and you take a health boost, that's going to be really helpful. Now, if you're more of an experienced player, you can actually add some cameras around your base. Because what this does is it can just track what people are doing if you're too lazy to go down there and defend. Or you can use this to actually test out your defenses and see how well they work. For example, I have cameras on the edges and also facing in towards the center raid area. So I can actually watch whenever someone, jumps in here and then see what they do. And then if they, somehow get past this turret by, walking somewhere weird, I can fix that I place more spikes wherever that turret can't reach, or I can just modify the base itself. So pretty much all I'm saying is, just make sure you observe your base and test it out, because just because you look at a base and it looks good and there's traps everywhere, it doesn't actually mean it's good. You have to actually test it out and see. Also, one last thing, like, my channel literally has less than 300 subs. So like, if you like this kind of content, just subscribe. Like, there's no hassle in it, just do it. So yeah, see you.